Hi, I'm Nick Knoll, author of Last Call for Freedom, While Black Lives and All American Lives Still Matter. Most Americans don't have a clue about how close we are to completely losing our freedom. Whether you are black, white, red, yellow, brown, or any other color including blue, whether you're old or young, male or female, or can't decide, you today are losing your freedom. And your freedom and your rights will be gone soon if we don't do something about it now. This isn't something that we can put off for another few years or even for a few months. We need to do something about it now. We Americans live in the greatest land of freedom, security, peace, and prosperity in the world today only because our country was founded on the principle that all people possess natural rights granted by God, and because of the limited government our founders designed and built to protect us and our freedom. But some Americans have opposed our founding principle of equal human rights since the beginning, and they have worked relentlessly to destroy the limited government our founders built. Today, they are the leaders of the Democratic Party, and for over 80 years, they've been winning. They've built our federal government far beyond its legitimate size and power under the U.S. Constitution, and transformed it from the protector of our freedom to serve their opposite purpose. The socialist bureaucracy they've built controls us for their benefit, regardless of who wins elections. They have brought our country to the point of collapse that will let them take complete control and extinguish our rights and freedom unless we do something about it now. U.S. national debt is $19 trillion. That's $60,000 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. But that's not all of it. They've created much more than that in future liabilities. Democrats and a few Republicans who compromise with them are stealing from our children and grandchildren by borrowing even more. Millions of senior citizens depend on a bankrupt Social Security system that they've paid into all their lives. But there's no money in that system to pay benefits now because the money's all been spent. Now, every payment depends on future tax collections and more borrowing. Millions of Americans depend on welfare, government health care, college tuition, and many other payments from the same bankrupt disaster. Instead of defending us, Democratic leaders are appeasing and even bribing our enemies as they dismantle our armed forces. They refuse to defend our borders and even help foreign terrorists and criminals who attack us here. After subjugating black people through slavery and segregation from the beginning, Democratic leaders keep millions of black Americans mostly segregated today and living under modern urban plantations under their control amid the crime and violence that their policies have created. And now Democratic leaders are trying to blame the violence that they've created on the police who risk their lives every day to protect black lives, white lives, and all of our lives. While they blame the violence on police, they also blame it on our right to self-defense. We are losing our rights to freedom of speech, religion, the press, and self-defense. And if they get one more socialist Democrat on the Supreme Court, the court majority will stand directly against our freedom in favor of government rights. All the details and what we can do now to preserve our freedom are in my book, Last Call for Freedom, While Black Lives and All American Lives Still Matter. It's short, easy to read, concise, and it's also inexpensive. It's available now at lastcallforfreedom.com and on Amazon.com.